everyone, welcome back to my channel. I'm Shamira Benson, one part of Team Benson, and today it is Medicinal Monday. Should be Medicinal Friday, but this video is coming out a little bit late. So we are going to be making a recipe out of my book, one of my favorite books here, for canker sores. So if you have had a canker sore or if you have experienced that pain in your life, here's a recipe for you. Okay guys, so I had went over in my herb haul with some herbs that I had got from the herb store with you guys last week, and I wanted to go over the recipe and kind of tell you guys what happened. So I have gotten canker sores since I was little because I've always grinded my teeth, and sometimes I've bit my jaw or something like that, which will give you a canker sore. That's what I've always equated it to, but now I'm not so sure. So I have not used toothpaste in about a year. Yes, I brush my teeth, but I do make my own toothpaste now, all out of natural ingredients. And we ran out, and we had a tube of toothpaste that Mr. Benson had from when he had got out of a hotel or something like that when he was traveling from work. And I was like, oh, I'll just use that until I have time to make some more. Well, when I used it, it burned my mouth. And what I'm finding is that as we do more natural stuff and as we go natural for a longer period of time, things that we would have normally eaten or products that we would have normally used now burn our skin or our mouths or our stomachs or anything like that because we're not used to them and we're not used to the chemical makeup of them. And there are a lot of chemicals in toothpaste. So that led to my mouth being burned, and then I got a canker sore, which was the first canker sore that I have gotten in about probably a year since I stopped using toothpaste. So now it makes me wonder if that is what gave me canker sores all this time. Now, yes, I have grinded my teeth since I was little, and when stressful times happen, I grind my teeth or I clench my teeth really tight at night when I'm sleeping. So, for instance, when my parents died, I had very sensitive teeth because I would clench my teeth all night long in my sleep. So that also could be something to it, but I just know that I'm probably not going to ever use regular store-bought toothpaste again. I'm just going to make my own. Now, let's get to the recipe after that. Now, canker sores can be caused by any type of injuries to the mouth, and then also, and I'm reading out of my book here, also it can come from any type of viral infections, stress, poor dental hygiene, and a nutrition deficiency. So those are different reasons why you can get canker sores. This book has one really good recipe. It is an anti-inflammation mouthwash, and it consists of Oregon grape root tea, echinacea, white oak bark, and barberry tea. So barberry tea. So I'm going to go through each one of these 4 ingredients. It's equal parts of all ingredients. So essentially you're just going to dump them all into one big container. The recipe calls for half a cup, which should give you enough to rinse your mouth out. It says 3 times a day, to where then you can use that until your mouth heals. So all of that should equal that. I use about a tablespoon to 2 tablespoons each time I do it. I don't brew it all at one time, so I just use it a little bit at a time because I like to have hot tea. You can also rinse your mouth out with it and spit it out, or you can rinse your mouth out and swallow it. It depends. I'll talk about some of the reasons why you might want to swallow it or you might want to spit it out. So later on in the video, once we get done going through these. So first, let's look up our first herb. The nice part about this book is that it does have all of the herbs and the benefits to it. So I'm gonna look it up and then we'll just go over just maybe 1 or 2 facts about that instead of me reading the entire thing. So first up, we are going to talk about our barberry. I'm gonna be able to say that. Barberry roots or barberry tea. This one, it has, so in this book it'll tell you what type of part of it's a food, traditional uses, modern uses, doses, usage, warning and notes, and the vegetation of it, wildlife of it, and how to grow it. So I'm just gonna, like I said, I'm just gonna do one fact about it that I think pertains to what we're doing here. So the barberry, it is a antimicrobial, and you can use it against bacteria and fungi, protozoans, and viruses. So it's very good as an antimicrobial, which is one of the reasons why I want to use it, because canker sores are open wound in your mouth. And so when you're eating, when you're just breathing air, all of those different things can have like issues and cause more issues. So having those antimicrobials are really, really great for you. The second one is going to be the Oregon grape. Now, one of the warnings of the Oregon grape, so I'll go over the fun fact will be from one of these sections. So this is going to be a warning. So this is something you don't want to use while you are pregnant or while you are nursing. So it's one of those things that it can cause issues with your pregnancy, or it could be too strong for the baby. So you don't want to use the Oregon grape while you're nursing or while you're pregnant. That's one of those things too, when you're looking up medicinal recipes and different things like that. It's great having books that tell you everything about it and what you should stay away from, because when you're in like vulnerable times like nursing or pregnant, you want to make sure that you are not doing anything that can end up hurting yourself or your baby. Okay, and also fun fact about white oak bark is that it can be used to reduce fevers. So a lot of times if you have an injury to an area, you'll have a fever in that area. So you can make it a tea, or you can use it as a compress or anything like that to draw some of that fever out of the area. The last ingredient is the echinacea, and echinacea, fun fact. So most people know that echinacea is an antibiotic. So it's nature's antibiotic. But did you guys know that you can use dried rhizomes, the root, the leaves, and the flower? So every single part of the echinacea plant you can use. All right, so now that we have all the fun facts, let's make it. Okay guys, so this is all equal parts. So all I'm gonna do is grab my canning funnel so that then it doesn't make a mess. And when I purchased these things, I bought a cup of each. So I know it's the exact recipe and that they are all equal parts. So I'm just gonna pour them all in there. As long as you're keeping the parts equal, you guys can do any amounts that you want. Like if you wanted to make a bigger batch, you could do maybe a cup of them, and then you have this for whenever you need it, just already put together, because nothing says like you should have pre-planned versus like, you know, when you're in need of something and you don't have like a tincture made or something like that. You can also make this a tincture too. So if you guys wanted to replace things that you would be using, like for a canker sore or something like that, you can just make this a tincture and use it as needed. You can make it like a balm or like a gel or however you want to do it. So now that we have them all in there, look at that, isn't that pretty? We are just going to shake it. The fun part, we just shake it up and get them all mixed up. This makes it to where it's going to be even, and then when you are using it, you can just take out like a tablespoon or 2 tablespoons, however much you want to do, and brew it as a tea. Or you can pour hot water onto this whole thing and brew it as one big giant tea. My body usually heals pretty quickly, so I don't want to waste a lot of these herbs, so I'm going to use it as needed. So yeah, that's simple. Now, a couple questions that I've gotten on my herb videos, and one is, does antibiotic herbs, like antibiotic and antimicrobial herbs, kill everything in your system like in a regular like antibiotics would that you would get from like the doctor? And the answer is yes, it can have effect on your gut and like the amount of good bacteria in your gut, but it's not going to completely mass murder it like it would if you were to take a antibiotic over the counter, like from a doctor. So the thing about herbs is that they are more gentle on your system. So it does take longer for an herb to have its effect versus if you were to take like amoxicillin or penicillin or something like that, where it just completely goes in and massacres everything, where it gets the good bacteria, the bad bacteria, has no discrimination, it just goes. So the nice part about doing herbs is that it's going to be more of a gentle process. So yes, it will have effect on it, but not as much of an effect to where then your body has to try and recover from what you did to it. I prefer using herbs just because that recovery process is how you can get sicker in the long term, and how your body can become like super immune to a lot of these different things. Herbs have been around for hundreds of millions of thousands of bajillions years. It even talks about it in the Torah, where it talks about how to use the herbs as medicine for you. And so since we follow the Torah, that's what we do. We use herbs as medicine. So yeah, so that's just an easy recipe. Like I said, I'm just gonna take 2 tablespoons at a time and brew it, and then swish it around my mouth, and then actually just drink it. Now I'm choosing to drink it because it is something that's in my mouth, and you have spit in your mouth and you swallow. So a lot of bacteria and different things like that are swallowed right along with that spit in your mouth. You could just, if you wanted to keep it local, or if you're having stomach issues or something like that, where you are thinking that maybe there is something going on with the gut bacteria in your body and you don't want to have those antibiotics, those natural antibiotics down there in your stomach, then you could just swish it around and throw it out, spit it out your mouth. So either or is fine. Yeah, I hope this video was helpful for you guys, and make sure you guys are tuning in. I am going to be more consistent with my Medicinal Fridays, because I have noticed that these videos are getting a lot of views from my previous ones with a lot of questions. So I want to be as helpful as possible, as I know that a lot of people are worried about different type of medication shortages, or just using such strong medications in your body. So hope this was helpful. If you guys have any type of recipes that you would recommend, please comment down below for other people to look at and see and be able to research. And I probably should have said this in the beginning, I am not your doctor. I am just someone on YouTube giving you guys advice and suggesting really great books that will help you and your family, which I will tag this one down below. It is on Amazon. So until next time, grow yourselves a garden, because even a small space can provide you with tons of food. Bye guys.